Greetings, friends, and welcome to Enigma Night Gaming. My name is Liara, and I will be your guide in today's adventure. Today we are playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and in our last episode, we resolved a disagreement, sort of, between Gina Lestrade and, that peculiar gentleman who obviously wasn't who he said he was. Well, anyways, the police took him away, but there was this disc that was somehow related to McGilded? I don't know. Let's go ahead and hop in and see what happens now. 15th of April, Baker Street. See? That's why I hate grown-ups. All they do is feed you a pack of lies and take stuff away from you. Oh, really, Miss Lestrade? Then tell me, is that overcoat keeping you warm? What?
Oh my, surely you were given that?
Yeah, the D let me keep it, after I looked daggers at him for long enough. He went through the pockets and then said, "Go on then, have it," before telling me to scamper. Always pays off giving people a look like you ate 'em. I can't help feeling that it's gonna get you into serious trouble one day. What I really wanted was that nice shiny disc, mind.
The music box disc?
But Mr. Windibank said it was practically worthless. I think I'm gonna go have another bash. Give him a long, hard stare. I think not, Miss Lestrade. We shan't enter Windibank's again today. Why not? That's not fair. Can't be helped, I'm afraid. The police are investigating the scene now and taking a statement from Mr. Windibank. Well, that disc's mine. I had the ticket for this coat and it was in the coat's pocket. And there should be something else and all. That's what that rotten cove said, ain't it? Yes, he did mention something about another article, didn't he? Well, then that's mine too, whatever it is. Now she's really pushing her luck. Miss Lestrade, I think it's time to admit defeat. You've had your haul for the day. Yeah, and it's all your fault, Sholmes. So, what are your plans now? Will you dine with us this evening? Eh? She doesn't know what to say. Iris would be delighted to cook, I'm sure, and I might entertain you with a modest violin recital. Say yes, Gina, say yes. No, Ta. Oh. Why would I come round your place, eh? Are you lost your head or something? Oh, she won't let anyone in.
Oh dear, she's gone.
Having reviled on me quite unnecessarily, I might add. I can't help wondering if perhaps she might turn up anyway. Interesting. Once she's had a chance to calm down, I think there's a good chance she'll decide to come. Well, very well then. I'll inform Iris to set a place for our potential guests at the dinner table this evening. And one more thing. I should be glad of your company later too. Sorry? I believe I will have a rather splendid surprise to show you.
Oh, how exciting. What is it?
You shall have to wait and see, Mr. Sato. Until later then. Oh boy. So, is there anything we can look at around here, I wonder? Oops, I didn't mean that. I wanted to click the arrow over here. Nothing over here, so... I think we've already looked at, like, all of this stuff over here. Yeah, this Windibanks. Alright, so we've already looked at all that. Alright, so what do we do? We've obviously got to move, right? Where do we move to? I guess we go back to Sholmes' suite, right?
Well, we were asked earlier to show our faces here, so...
Here we go. Let's see what he has to say. 15th of April, 3:46 p.m., Sholmes' suite.
Ah, Susie and Runo, come in, come in.
Good afternoon, Iris. It's very fancy.
Thank you so much for breakfast this morning.
Oh, don't mention it. Goodness, look at the time already. Busy as always?
I am. I'm preparing everything for dinner this evening.
Already? You're obviously cooking something special, are you?
Oh, yes. After all, we have a special guest joining us. Guess who it is? Go on. You'll never guess.
Look at those little eyes of hers shining.
Oh, dear. It is awkward when you already know the answer, isn't it? It's Ginny. Isn't that exciting? Oh, what a surprise. Yes, that's wonderful news.
Wow, Iris seems overjoyed at the idea.
I can't wait to learn some pickpocketing tips from my real professional.
Oh yes, that does sound like fun.
I'm not sure that's entirely appropriate. Are you, Mr. Naruhodo?
By the way, Iris, what's Mr. Sholmes up to? He's staring at his desk.
Harley? Oh, he's been like that ever since he got back.
Hello, Mr. Sholmes. I beg that you won't speak to me. Uh-oh, is life the worst ever now again? Sorry? I don't know who you are, but kindly take your leave. What? As you can see, I'm not here. What? I don't even know how to respond to that.
I do apologize. When he gets like this, he's completely oblivious to everything.
Yes, I see.
Really, he behaves just like a child sometimes, Hurley does. Says the child. Mr. Sholmes and Iris have something of a parent and child relationship, don't they?
Yes, except that Iris is clearly the parent here. Come to think of it, I wonder where her real parents are.
What's the matter, Runo? You have ever such a funny look on your face.
Oh, no, it's nothing.
I know what it is. Why does this girl live here with Mr. Sholmes, you're wondering? Am I right? How did you...
Oh, Runo, I can read you like a book. This girl is dangerous.
Don't worry, you can ask me anything. I won't mind.
Alright, well, let's do that then. Alright, tell us about Ginny. So by Ginny, you mean Miss Lestrade, the young woman from the McGilded case 2 months ago, right?
Yes, who also stole my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Although, after that trial, I invited her back here and we had dinner together. And now we're the best of friends. Oh, what a lovely tale. Yeah, now if I bump into her on the street, she runs away as fast as she can.
Did she take something from your pocket prior to doing so?
Oh. And I chase her back down the back alleys.
Interesting idea of friendship there, yeah?
And then I let her have the latest color of smoke grenade I've developed. Oh. There are so many beautiful colors in the world. Ginny wants me to make a whole rainbow. I suppose this means you've let Miss Lestrade keep the smoke grenade launcher, have you? Yes, that's right. I'd got bored of it anyway. Hurley always reacts the same way when I shoot him with it now.
We're Hurley.
Oh, I can't wait for Ginny to arrive. It's been too long since she last came over. I'm so excited.
I just hope she does actually come. Alright, so can we ask about why you're here?
I'm sure you've been wondering why it is that I live here with Hurley, haven't you?
Well, it has crossed my mind. That and where are your real parents?
My mummy and daddy aren't with me anymore. Mummy passed away when I was born. And at around the same time, my father, well, he had to go to a faraway land because of one of the cases he and Hurley were working on.
Oh, wait a minute. Did you say he and Hurley?
Yes. Daddy and Hurley were always solving mysterious cases together.
So was her dad the actual Watson then? She didn't mention that before.
He wrote them all up in his diaries. That's what's in that metal chest over there.
Really? He recorded them all?
So, you mean it's true, Mr. Sholmes really did have a partner with whom he tackled some of his most taxing cases? Oh yes, I mean, it's always nice to have one, isn't it?
So Mr. Sholmes' partner was your father?
Exactly! Hurley told me I wasn't allowed to look in the chest, but that only made me want to look even more, so I opened it up and found your father's memoirs. Yes, so I asked Hurley, "Who wrote these?" He nearly fell off his chair. But then he told me, and that's when I found out that the author of all those accounts was my father.
So Iris's father was Mr. Sholmes' partner. Okay.
I've practically lived with Hurley all my life. I was tiny when he took me in. So it came as quite a shock when Hurley told me he wasn't really my daddy, I mean.
It must have done.
I wonder why Mr. Sholmes chose to tell you, and at such a young age. Hurley says it's because he wouldn't have been able to hide it from me. Oh? Well, having lived with Hurley all these years, you might say that his ways have rubbed off on me. There are some things I can just see. Especially lies. I almost always know when people are lying before they open their mouths sometimes.
Right.
Anyway, I was so fascinated when I read Daddy's diaries. That's what inspired me to write The Adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, actually. I'd always assumed Mr. Sholmes simply told you all those thrilling stories. Oh no, Hurley's hopeless like that. He forgets everything. As soon as he solved a case, it all but vanishes from his mind. Oh, I see. The other day, it was so embarrassing. As usual, he totally forgot about the case he just solved. So the very next day, he gathered together all the people involved and proceeded to solve the case again. It was quite a shock for everyone.
You can say that again.
You share your father's surname, don't you, Iris? That's right, Wilson.
Oh, well, is it? No, okay, because this is Okay, I got it. I was thinking Watson because that's the actual character, but then this is the spoof, so that makes sense. That's right, Wilson. Daddy is Dr. John H. Wilson. I learned from his diaries that he's a doctor of medicine, you see. That's what prompted me to study and study so that I could earn a doctorate as well. There's his father, who went to some distant land and is a doctor by the name of John H. Wilson. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Norohodo. Oh no! Oh no! Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh no! It was the murder victim in the first case we did! Oh no, poor Iris. And it's a small world. That's right, the visiting professor of medicine at Imperial Yumai University, and the man who, in the most bizarre of circumstances, lost his life just before we left Japan. Oh no, Mr. Zato. Yes? Perhaps we shouldn't pursue this conversation any further at this time. I think that would be for the best. Oh, man. Ah, my dear fellows, how good to see you. Hey, Mr. Sholmes. Whatever, did you not make your presence known to me before? Well, no matter now. So how the devil are you? We've been with you for most of the day. Goodness, really? Do tell me, Mr. Sholmes, is your violin unscathed? My violin? Whatever are you talking about, madam? Oh, never mind that now. I have something far more interesting to show you. Behold, my dear fellows. How does he have that? Or is it a different one? Oh, another music box disc. No, not another disc, Mr. Sato. This is the one Gregson demanded we hand over as evidence, Mr. McGilded's disc. Oh my! Then what's it doing here? That's what I'm wondering. You know, at times, Mr. Naruto, I think that, though I have an undeniable turn for detection, I may well be even more adept at larceny. Oh, that would be wonderfully exciting. I'd be your pickpocketing assistant. And Bruno could be our go-to lawyer if we ever got caught. Right. Plus, Susie has such beautiful handwriting, she could write all our menacing crime notifications. Yes, I'd be delighted. I'm just going to pretend this conversation never happened, I think. Oh boy. Oh, let's see. The music box disc. How do you have it? I don't understand. How did the disc come to be in your possession? I thought Inspector Gregson took it back to Scotland Yard. Quite correct. And that sort of uncompromising attitude is precisely why I carry some of this. That's a bar of caramel, Mr. Sholmes. Your one and only friend in times of loneliness, if I'm not mistaken. If you will humor me, my dear fellows, cast your minds back to when the good detective confiscated the disc. Did he take the candy bar instead? I'll be taking that to whatever it is of Mr. McGilded's down to the yard. Thank you very much. So hand it over. Oh, yes, of course. If the police demanded something as evidence, my dear fellow, we have no choice but to capitulate. It's all yours, Inspector. For the briefest of moments, I had the disc in my hand, did I not? Yes? Yes, you did, but I still don't understand. Did you do a sleight of hand here? Is that what we're seeing? It was at precisely that moment that I summoned my one and only friend into action. I pressed the disc into a pair of bars, like this. That's amazing. The disc and all the minuscule protrusions have made an image in the caramel. Indeed, this caramel is quite exceptional. I developed it myself, you know. Suitably soft for making impressions, but resistant to melting. The result of a precisely controlled solution.
How extraordinary!
Carrying a pair of these on one's person frequently proves to be useful indeed. Take a house key, for example. A simple press in its unique form is duplicated. I can enter anyone's property at will, and never without high sucrose nourishment. Yes, it sounds illegal. From the image, I was able to create this. I confess I was most curious to know what manner of music would issue from the disc when played. Okay, can we hear it?
Do tell us then, Mr. Sholmes. What music does the disc play?
He's gonna say, I have no idea. Well, unfortunately, I have no idea. No idea. None whatsoever. Are you familiar with the workings of a music box, my dear fellows? No, I'm afraid not.
Goodness, you don't know, Bruno?
She's all shocked.
Inside a music box, there's a special metal piece called a comb. That's what produces the sound. Small protuberances pluck the different teeth of the comb as they rotate past it, making the different notes. The first music boxes to be invented used a rotating cylinder with protuberances on it.
But over time, a new type of player was produced, which uses discs such as these. With that development, the popularity of music boxes spread far and wide, all around the globe.
Why exactly?
Yes, the discs are easy to produce and can be interchanged to facilitate the playing of different tunes. There are a great many firms in Europe now manufacturing music boxes as a result.
It is wonderful to be able to enjoy music, even when no performer is present.
But it is the very success of the invention that means we are now presented with an insurmountable problem. What do you mean? As you may imagine, the construction of one firm's music box does not match that of another. And we have no way of knowing in which music box this particular disc was designed to be played. There is no resolution to this problem, I'm afraid. It's quite intractable. Ah, I see. So that's why... Naturally, I tested the disc in those few music boxes I have at my disposal. Yeah, that doesn't work. But as you can hear, to no avail. The results were equally unsatisfactory in this one. So, I am presently engaged in acquiring an example of all the music boxes ever made in Europe.
Every single one?
That's Hurley for you, always taking things too far. But, my dear girl, an unsolved riddle is quite repugnant to my constitution. But surely all the different types in Europe will amount to a huge volume of music boxes, won't it? Yes, that is certainly true, in the worst case. I shall just have to ask you to vacate the attic room. What? Maybe we can narrow the field down a bit. It was McGilded's disc, right? Magnus McGilded. Not a name I expected to hear again so soon. Yes, it's only been 2 months since that grisly case. Where he died in the fire. Oh man. Mr. McGilded perished within hours of the trial's conclusion. Supposedly, Was it the curse of the Reaper? No one knows, still now. The omnibus was reduced to a pile of ash. Not a shred of evidence remained. And with the man's death, the truth about the murder in which he was so intimately involved was buried. Even though we successfully established Mr. McGilded's innocence in the trial,
the newspapers are still claiming that it remains an unsolved case.
Yeah, because it was kind of fishy. The murder of the brickmaker, Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. In the end, the truth of the matter remains a mystery. We still have no idea what really happened that night. Yeah, you're mighty sus, sir. And although Mr. McGilded was found not guilty through my defense, I still don't know if that was the right judgment or not. Yeah, especially not after his diabolical laughing. It's what appear the case is not yet closed. Indeed, I would agree.
Well, it's time I started getting things ready for dinner, I think. Ginny will be here before long.
Thank you, Iris.
Oh, well, you must let me help you then. Of course, Susie. There's plenty to do.
I think I shall investigate the condition of my faithful performing partner. Now then, where did I leave it? Let this be a lesson to you, Mr. Sholmes. Never leave anything too precious with the pawnbroker. Yes, you may be right.
Oh, that reminds me of something Mr. Winterbank said before. He said that he had a manuscript of Iris's in pawn, didn't he?
Did he? Yes, he definitely mentioned it. Mr. Sholmes's latest tale of otherworldly mystery lies dormant in my storeroom, were his words, I believe.
So you heard about that, did you? I expect you are as incensed as I was. Oh, yes. The idea of such a wonderful story languishing in Mr. Winterbank's storeroom gathering dust.
My dear madam, I'm quite sure I told you already. A pawnbroker's storeroom is the safest place for it, more secure than a bank's vault.
And what about your Stradivarius, Hurley? Was that safe and secure?
Well, there may be the occasional mix-up, caused by a certain impetuous someone not too far from me now.
You have any idea how long it took me to write that Baskerville story, Hurley? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it.
She's shocked? What was it? What?
Oh.
What did she say? What's going on here? Yeah, I'm very confused. Why does it feel like an icy chill just swept through the room?
Susie, what did you just say? You said the Hound of the Baskervilles. But how could you know the full title? Well, that's...
Uh-oh. That's because Mr. Sato is such a great fan of all the stories about Mr. Sholmes, of course.
But, Bruno, the Hound of the Baskervilles has never been published.
What?
When I showed Hurley the manuscript, he told me that I wasn't allowed to publish it yet.
I don't understand.
That's why he said that he'd keep it safe. Until it was the right time for the story to be made public, you see.
So that's why the manuscript is at Winterbank's?
And yet, how could Susie here know its title? Well, Hurley, what's going on?
Ah, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? It would appear our guest has arrived. Way to change the subject, my guy. Things get uncomfortable, we'll just change the subject. Miss Lestrade. And she's silent as well. This was a bad idea. I knew I weren't welcome. I'm going. No, wait, Miss Lestrade. We've all been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Especially Iris. Haven't we, Iris? Is she gonna say anything?
Oh, yes. Just wait there, Jenny. We'll have everything ready in a jiffy. Come along, Susie. Right, of course.
And avoid all the awkwardness.
It's a pleasure to see you here, Miss Lestrade. Please make yourself at home.
Don't stand in the doorway, my dear girl. Come along in. What say you to some Mendelssohn? I won't take no for an answer. Meddlesome it is, then. She's like, what even is she doing here? Oh, the best character in the game. Meow. So cute. Such a cutie. That evening, Iris prepared us all a meal that was even more delicious than usual. Mr. Sholmes' violin performance was in no way meddlesome, and Gina, as we came to call her, taught us all how to steal things from one another without being noticed. Everyone thoroughly enjoyed themselves well into the night. All right. Well, what now? 15th of April at 9:34 p.m. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. That was a very enjoyable evening, wasn't it?
Ah, yes. Iris's cooking was truly divine.
And I feel as though I can still hear enchanting strains of Mr. Sholmes' violin, even now.
Best of all, I bet I could steal the glasses from his lordship's face next time we're in court.
Probably shouldn't try that, Susato.
Naruhodo-san, could I consult with you about something, I wonder?
What's the matter, Susato-san? She's gonna confess.
It's about the telegram I received.
Ah, the one that arrived first thing this morning, I suppose. What was on that?
I've been summoned.
What? Summoned? What do you mean?
The telegram was from the Lord Chief Justice's office. Lord Strongheart has asked to see me.
The Lord Chief Justice? When?
Tomorrow morning.
What? Then we have to start preparing at once.
Oh, no. That won't be necessary, Naruhodo-san.
It's gonna be just her.
I've been summoned alone.
Alone? What on earth for?
I have no idea. I suppose I shall find out tomorrow.
What's all this about? Whatever it is, it's making me feel very uneasy. Oh boy. Who could that be, I wonder? Good evening, friends! Ah, Iris, hello again. And Gina.
And Gina, too.
Yes, Jenny's going to stay with us tonight. She's going to sleep with me. Isn't that right, Jenny? Well, yeah. She's a lady of few words.
Oh, how lovely. Let me make a pot of tea.
They're gonna have a girls' sleepover?
You know, I've learned so much today. Oh, what in particular? All those things Jenny showed us, wasn't it wonderful?
Ah, you mean all those pickpocketing techniques? We had fun trying them out on each other, didn't we?
I think I've awakened a natural talent. I could earn a living from it.
You might be getting ahead of yourself a little there. So what brings you up to our humble quarters at this late hour?
Well, you see, I came to return this.
Wait, what? That's mine.
Oh my, however did you...
I told you, didn't I? I have a natural talent for it. Oh yes, I'd forgotten. Iris literally is a child genius. So anyway, here, you can have it back. Not that I really understand why you wear it though. Ah, thank you.
Alright then, good night.
Yes, good night. She got something else on her mind. She gonna ask about the manuscript?
So this is your office, is it? What do you think, Jenny?
Oh, I think I wouldn't fancy me chances with a lawyer what lives in a place like this.
Yes, me too.
It seems as though Iris here still has something she'd like to talk about.
I suppose. She probably wants to talk about the manuscript.
Yes, I suppose she probably does. Oh boy, so here we go.
Iris, I suppose you're hoping to talk about the manuscript, aren't you? Aren't you going to tell me? I am so sorry. I need a little more time, please.
Alright, I understand. I hope I haven't made you feel awkward.
Oh no, not at all, Iris, not at all.
I don't know what this is all about, really, but it's a story you made up, is it, Iris? This mental script or whatever you call it?
It's not exactly a story that I made up. It's something I read in Daddy's diaries.
Daddy's... That's right. I don't suppose I've mentioned it to you before, Ginny, but my daddy was Hurley's assistant once. His partner. Eh? They solved all sorts of strange and mysterious cases together. Is that right, mister? Apparently so. I was as surprised as you are, though.
And Daddy wrote all the details of every single case down, you see, in his diaries. So I study them and write my stories based on what actually happened.
So, where's your old man now, then?
He had to go away on urgent business to a faraway land, and he'll be gone a very long time. So I've never really met him.
Oh, right. Come to think of it, I don't know anything about Gina's parents either. Perhaps we should ask her. Alright, we can do that. Let's ask about the Hound of the Baskervilles first. Iris, this Hound of the Baskervilles story. I take it that's another tale inspired by your father's accounts?
That's right.
I thought it was fascinating. But it's different somehow. From the other cases, I mean. Oh, how?
I don't really know. But it must be special in some way. Because after I'd written it, I showed the manuscript to Hurley. He turned as white as a sheet. It's the first time I've ever seen him like that.
It pains me to have to say this after you've toiled over it for so long, Iris, but this story must not be published at this time, under any circumstances.
But why not? It's one of my best works.
I'm not at liberty to say, not now, so please do not ask me. So many secrets. Everyone's got secrets.
Alright then, I won't.
But I do solemnly swear that I will explain everything one day, Iris, when the time is right. And that's how the manuscript came to be with Mr. Windibank, isn't it?
Yes. Harley said it had to be somewhere very safe.
That really gets my goat, that does. He's treating you like a child. It's mean, that's what it is, keeping secrets like that. I mean, she is a child. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes isn't trying to be mean. Eh? If he said he wasn't at liberty to talk about it, I'm sure there must have been a very good reason.
I think so too.
Tisk you lot are too trusting for your own good. But he can't pull the wool over my eyes. Sholmes is lying to Iris, I bet my life on it. What?
Harley's lying to me?
Uh-oh. Alright, so let's look around and talk to Gina. Alright, so let's see where she's at. She's probably over here. Yep. Let's talk to her. Alright, so your parents first. I've realized that I don't know anything about your parents, Gina. I ain't got any, have I? Never did have.
Oh.
I mean, obviously you did. Look, these sins full of orphans like me. No one wants nothing to do with us from the minute we're born, not even our mums. Iris is sad at that. But we all stick together. The older ones look after the little ones and make sure they get by.
So that's why you're a pickpocket.
Nah, that is my life. I love it. I get a kick out of it every time I lift some pompous idiot's purse. And that's how we all afford to eat. I'm like Robin Hood, ain't I? That's how I see it.
Oh, Gina.
I do think about it sometimes. What it'd be like to our parents, I mean. I always thought I'd make everything right. But having listened to what Iris just said, it sounds like having parents ain't always easy either.
Oh.
I mean, it's, you know. I mean, if you know you never had 'em, you don't feel like you're always wanting to meet 'em.
It's true.
Susato surprised.
I do want to see Daddy so much. Oh, Iris.
So much emotion here. Now, what about his lie? What do you mean he's lying? Gina, what did you mean when you said that you know Mr. Sholmes is lying to Iris? Well, he reckons he popped that manuscript or whatever, right? But come on, that's obviously a load of rubbish.
Oh my. Why would you think that, Gina?
It's simple. If that story were really an old Windibank storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling ya.
But Harley would never do something like that, I'm sure of it.
Ha! Grown-ups do a lot worse than that, believe me. Barefaced liars, the lot of them. You just ain't realized it yet. Oh boy. I'm telling you, that mental script ain't at Windibank's. You'd soon see it if you had a look. Even if you think you can trust him, I don't. That Sholmes is a liar like the rest of them.
If I'm honest, I have wondered if Hurley's telling me the truth sometimes.
See?
Oh, but I don't mean that I think he sold it. I mean that I sometimes wonder if he might have hidden my manuscript somewhere. Somewhere I don't even know. Even though it's wrong of me to doubt him.
Don't be too hard on yourself, Iris. Such heartfelt revelations.
Oh my goodness, look at the time. Come along, Ginny, we should get back downstairs.
Yeah, alright.
And please, don't mention any of this to Hurley, will you?
No, of course not. Good night then, Iris. Good night, Gina.
You must let me make breakfast for you tomorrow morning. I insist. Oh, yes, please. I can't wait, Susie.
Good night then. Oh boy. Iris. It sure is easy to forget, isn't it? Sometimes she speaks just like an adult. But deep down, she's still just a child. Yep.
Well, I think it's time that I turned in for the night too. Naruhodo-san?
Alright. And thus the night ends. Dr. John H. Wilson, Iris's father. But also, the name of the murdered visiting professor at Yumai University. It can't be a mere coincidence. There's something deeper going on. Everything's going to end up tying together. Somehow. We don't know how. Let's see what happens in the morning.
Mr. Naruhodo! Mr. Naruhodo!
I don't know who's saying that, but we'll see. That voice. That's... Oh, it's Mr. Sholmes. Okay. I guess it's not going to be high-pitched then. What's going on? It's the middle of the night. It's Miss Lestrade. She's gone. Gina? She was supposed to be sleeping in Iris's room, but her bed is empty. Well, she's an independent young woman. She probably decided to go home, no? I think not. From speaking to her before she retired, I received the distinct impression that she was looking forward to breakfasting with Miss Susado. No, I don't believe the girl's gone home, but I've been waiting for over an hour now. Over an hour? Oh. If you'll indulge me, look out of the window, my dear fellow. What's this about? What are we going to see? Is she gonna... Oh, she's gonna break into the pawn shop. There's a light in the window. Why is there a light on at this time of night? She's going to look for the manuscript. That's Mr. Windibank's pawnbrokery. Mr. Windibank's... Oh no. It's simple. If that store was really an old Windibank storeroom, there's no way someone from halfway around the world, in other words you, could know about it. Sorry, Iris, but if you ask me, he sold it. Without telling you. Could Gina have gone? It seems you have some knowledge of the situation, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? Oh, no. No, not really. Well, anyway, we must investigate. At once. Miss Susado. What's up? Oh, she said at once. Alright, 16th of April, 1:14 a.m. Alright. The door to Windibank's, it's open.
And the lamp is burning.
Must be Gina, mustn't it? Let us hope it's nothing more sinister. What? Come, there's not a moment to lose. Clearly something is afoot inside. Alright, who's inside? There's no one here. Oh yes, there is. What? Susanna.
Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sholmes!
You just get shot? What the? Has Sholmes been shot? Leave me, Mr. Naruto. But after them, go! Right. Okay, so we've got to find where they went. Blast. I've lost them. Hello? Hello? What? Have we here? Oh, it's police. The alarm was just raised from this pawnbroker, sir. Would you know something about that?
Officer, come with me. It's my friend, Mr. Sholmes. He's been shot.
Shot? Indeed. With the policeman close behind me, I ran back to Windibanks. Is he even going to be there, or is he going to somehow mysteriously have disappeared?
Mr. Sholmes!
Mr. Naruto!
How bad is it? Never mind me, but there's much at stake. Behind that door. In the storeroom.
Oh, what's in the store? Oh, that's where the
Hurry.
manuscript is. Is it locked? Oh, she's looking through. Or he's looking through. Now we have a murder victim. Okay. Gina?
It's Gina!
Huh. Okay, so we have the pawnbroker and Gina. Oh boy. So what even did we just witness? Like, they got shot. He was obviously dead. I assume, there was a pool of blood underneath him. Gina, we don't know. Is she dead too? And then there was two individuals, I think it was two, that we saw in the dark. So what even is going on? The plot is thickening more and more. Oh boy. So next time we're going to just be picking up on this cliffhanger. It's going to be amazing. So if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff. If you want to watch live, we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Liara27. I have my schedule posted in the about and in the description. And if you want to see which games I'll be playing each day, I post them on twitter.com/Liara27. And I hope you join me in the next one. Until then, guys, bye!